There's a quiet kind of joy that comes from putting something exactly where it belongs. Not out of obligation, but because it brings a subtle wave of calm. Maybe for you, it's opening a drawer and seeing neat rows, or labeling containers, not for efficiency, but because it just feels right. Most people assume it's all about neatness or control, that organizing is just a surface-level habit, or even a quirk. But for you, it's probably never been that simple. There's something deeper going on, a quiet pull toward order, not to show off, but to feel something settle internally. While others might roll their eyes at your perfectly folded towels, you know it's not about impressing anyone, it's about creating a space where your mind can finally exhale. And if that sounds familiar, that likely means this runs deeper than preference. It's part of how you are. At some point, someone may have told you to just let it go, or not be so particular. Maybe they meant well, but those words left a mark. They made you wonder if something you do instinctively, something that soothes you, was somehow excessive. But here's the truth most people overlook. Your need to organize isn't about control for the sake of control. It's about quieting the noise, about creating a space that doesn't ask anything of you. When the outside world feels unpredictable or overwhelming, your hands naturally reach for method, rhythm, and simplicity. It's not overthinking, it's inner safety. So no, you're not doing too much. You're listening to yourself in a way few people understand. And that's not just okay, it's wise. There's a quiet logic to why organizing feels so comforting. At its core, the human brain craves clarity. It looks for coherence, for signals that the world is safe and manageable. When you create order in your surroundings, you're offering your mind exactly that, a gentle message of stability. For introspective or emotionally sensitive people, this need is often magnified. When your inner world runs deep, your outer world becomes more than just a backdrop, it becomes a mirror. A cluttered space can feel like static in your nervous system. A tidy drawer, on the other hand, becomes a kind of exhale. Many people who love organizing have what's called high interoceptive sensitivity. Simply put, you're finely tuned to your inner emotional and physical states. When your space feels aligned, your body does too. It's not about obsession. It's not about needing control. It's about restoring a kind of inner balance. What looks like just organizing on the outside is actually a quiet ritual of emotional regulation, one your brain deeply thanks you for.
There's something quietly powerful about turning inner tension into outward harmony. Most people see organizing as a chore, something to check off a list. But for you, it's never really been about the task itself. It's about translation, turning what feels tangled and unspoken inside into something clear and steady on the outside. That's not a quirk. That's a form of emotional intelligence. Few people talk about organizing as an act of boundary setting, but that's often what it is. When you choose what stays, what goes, what has a place, you're expressing emotional limits. You're creating space not just for physical ease, but for rest, for thought, for presence. And while it may go unnoticed, there's something deeply creative in that. You're shaping an environment that quietly protects your energy, honors your attention, and makes room for reflection. Organizing isn't about rigidity. It's a soft kind of wisdom, a way you care for your future self by creating ease in the present moment. Not everyone sees it, but that doesn't make it less real. Sometimes the very thing that soothes us can start to feel like a pressure. Maybe you've caught yourself refolding linens late at night, or feeling unsettled by a single item out of place. And maybe that's when doubt creeps in. Is this too much? Am I being obsessive? But the presence of a strong preference doesn't mean something is wrong. Loving detail doesn't mean you're fragile, and needing things just right doesn't erase your emotional strength. Organizing becomes heavy only when it stops feeling like care and starts feeling like a performance. The good news? You don't have to do it perfectly to feel at peace. This trait isn't meant to imprison you, it's meant to support you. You're allowed to come back to it gently, imperfectly, in whatever way makes sense today. There are far more people than you'd imagine who feel the same quiet joy you do when things are in their place, who find clarity in simplicity, who create calm not through retreat, but through reordering the space around them. They often don't talk about it, maybe because they've been told it's silly or that it's too much. But beneath the surface, they're creating softness in a loud world, just like you are. If any part of this resonated, it usually means your organizing isn't just a habit, it's a window into how you move through life, intuitively, thoughtfully, and with more emotional depth than most people see. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, there's more to uncover about it. Deeper patterns, subtler traits, quiet truths you might not have named yet. And if that kind of exploration feels like home to you, you're in the right place.